It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the absolutely, completely random podcast. This time for Saturday, November 28th, 2020. I'm your host, as always, Andrew Rhodes, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Yay! It's been quite an interesting week, hasn't it? I mean, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I find out my schedule from hell. But oh, yes, all this and more this week. But what do I got to talk about this week? I hear you out there asking yourselves, Andrew, what's the point of this podcast this week, right? Well, join me, boys, girls, creatures from all corners of the galaxy. Join me this week as I talk about the Twitch streamer that basically lost their shit after bending an expensive Pokemon card. Can anybody else say ouch? Believe it or not, Comcast is setting a data cap for home internet users, apparently, for Xfinity at 1.2 terabytes. Oh, you're going to love hearing this one. I don't know how far it's going to go anymore, but it's going to be good. Japan has once again made a ranked list, and even I kind of want to talk about it because, in all honesty, when you hear of heroines, the first thing you think of is, all right, finally, we're getting somewhere in the world. And then you wonder, okay, you're a guy. How good do they look? Well, apparently Japan has ranked the sexiest anime heroines by fans, of course. So, you know this is a fan service ranking. A plastic model store has now hit the road because, well, it was shuttered due to COVID, but hey, that doesn't mean the plastic modeling fun has to end, right? Well, actually, no, it doesn't. I can't wait to talk about that. It's actually pretty cool. And Macy's parade balloons. Oh, God, aren't they fun? Yay! There's another anime one this year. Yay! In a parade that honestly should have stopped 10 years ago. But I digress. All this and more this week on the absolutely completely random podcast. Before we go any further into this show, everybody, we all know this song and dance, right? ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. A wide variety of things for sale. I haven't really gotten a chance to put anything up with all these recent stuff happening in my life, IRL. So, yeah, life kind of sucks for me, but hey, guess what? That doesn't mean that your lives have to suck. I might have something that might tickle your fancy, that might make you interested, that might make a good gift because you don't feel like going out shopping anymore in the stores because, hey, let's face it, physical retail at this point is pretty much dead and online sales are where it's at. And what better place to come than eBay? The worldwide garage sale that has everything from William Shatner's toupees to chewing gum eaten by Dr. Dre. I pretty much don't have any of that stuff, but I do have some DVDs, video games, trading cards, action figures, stuff like that's what I have up for sale. So why not swing by and check out my page? It's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Don't forget, while you're also surfing the information superhighway, feel free to check out my Twitter page, at Otaku Rhodes, over on Twitter. I hang out there a lot. There's also the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And hey, while you're here listening to my podcast and listening to me discuss things throughout the week here, why not slam that subscribe button? Why not ring the bell icon and set it to all so that you're made aware when new videos drop right here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel? And while you're at it, thumbs up or thumbs down the video. It helps me figure out whether or not, the stuff works. And don't forget to leave a comment. They're good for the YouTube algorithm. No, they really are. All right, so Andrew, how was your week? Yes, this is where we do the catch up for between last week and this week, so you're all made aware. So I put a video up, it went up yesterday, explaining that because of circumstances far beyond my fucking control right now, there might be a lack of videos going up, aside from the podcast, provided I can managed to get that. The reason for this possible lack of videos is because my work schedule got rearranged. Yay! I was told no overnights this year, so we weren't doing them. But apparently, we're not technically doing overnights, but we are technically doing overnights. It's sort of like that. If anybody ever saw the Big Bang Theory episode, the joke that Leonard made when he said, way to think outside but press right up against the box. Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening right here. So, because of my changing of schedule, which now has me starting at like 1 in the freaking morning, that's going to put a massive damper on me being able to record videos at night. This is sadly how it has to be because, of course, nobody really gives a shit what I think. I mean, I'm just a person that complains on the internet. Apparently, I'm a Debbie Downer. So, yay, there's always that fun. I'm a Debbie Downer, apparently. So, at least until the end of the holidays, my schedule is completely foobarred. And I mean far to the left side foobarred here. So that's not a good thing. Otherwise, yeah, this week went kind of nice. Let's see. I played some SAOIF. I actually really started getting back into that pretty well. Kind of am enjoying it. Let's see. Did some Puzzles and Dragons. Not a fan of the Gung Ho collaboration, but I did get a couple of the creatures from the Magic Stone Egg Machine. I do try to get a couple of the ones from the PAL Egg Machine because you can get the equipment cards, and I do like the equip cards that you can add power to your other monsters. I mean, even if it's not a great amount of like abilities and stuff, the power up it can give is actually pretty good, so I do like that. Otherwise, work went kind of well this week. Thanksgiving was fun. Just basically watched we watched some Open All Hours on YouTube, and then basically just had chicken for dinner, which was actually kind of nice. It was a recipe we got off of Bisquick box, and we've been experimenting with it for the last few years, improving it. At first, we were making too much of it. My mom was getting pissed because she's like, we got to cut back on this. We got to either start making this smaller or we do something else. And I was kind of like, why don't we just save it and use it the next time, and I don't have to make it again? Oh, hey, that's not a bad idea. So we've been doing that now. And it actually works out pretty well because we'll just like cut it with some shake and bake. Then when we're like all set, it's like, oh no, we just got to cut it with some shake and bake. But I'm pretty sure it was this week though. I did watch, my mom and I were watching some commercials for like some old 60s commercials because YouTube recommended that to us. And holy crap, those commercials were strange. There was one for like Folgers coffee that the guy was all set and ready to divorce his wife over how lousy her coffee was. And then all of a sudden she goes and talks to her one girlfriend or neighbor or cohort in the neighborhood. I don't freaking know what the hell she was. At this point, I'm going to assume she was the pimp of the neighborhood, I guess, because all of a sudden she brings Folgers coffee into the house, and her husband drinks some Folgers coffee, and he's ready to fling everything off the table and take her right then and there. And I was just like, whoa, what the hell did I watch? Holy crap, I was like, this is weird than normal. There's like a lot of stuff though. We watched some old commercials, some Christmas commercials, because I did see a commercial for my favorite Christmas Carol movie, the one with George C. Scott, so that is pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, it's just been what it is. And no, the infamous question, I did not go out on Black Friday. I am not stupid, nor am I insane enough to want to venture outside the doors on Black Friday and interact with people. I have never really done that. The last couple years, I've had to work like Black Friday night, like late into the night, early into Saturday morning. But yeah, no, I did not venture out on Black Friday. I'm not an idiot. So yeah, there is that. Otherwise, I did get the Q&A video up. Thank you all for submitting your questions. I'm aiming for, let me pull up the thing again, as I am aiming for one. I don't know how well it's going to pan out with everything going on right now with me. I'm aiming for this one. I'm aiming air quotes here, for the 21st to have all the questions in, maybe the 23rd. I will record it then. I'm gonna say probably if I do the 21st, either that Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on if I have to work or not. If not, possibly Christmas Eve. And I will put it up on Christmas. That is my goal that I'm shooting for, is to put it up on Christmas. So hopefully that works out. I really am hoping in that regards. But like I said, my work schedule is getting really screwed up. I am working on a plan B if I can't record the podcast or can't upload the podcast right away and or record it quickly. I am working on a plan B where I'll record the podcast, I'll fix it up, and I'll put it on a thing and I'll just upload it. It might go up a little later in the day, but right now that'd be plan B. There's not really much I could do about it. I mean, I'm screwed 5 ways from Friday if they suddenly decide, hey, we want you to come in on a Sunday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm screwed, because till I get done with that, it takes about a good 2-3 hours to upload the process and upload the podcast, so that takes time, and yeah, it's not an easy process, and it can actually go slower depending upon the internet speed. So yeah, life does kind of suck sometimes. But I did put that out in the video, just letting everybody know, because that also will probably cause a lack of other videos to go up if I don't have the time to record them, which I want to try to figure out a time schedule to record them if I can. But as of right now, I only get like 2 days a week that I'll actually be able, at least this coming week anyway, that I'll be able to sit down and record anything, and that'll be tomorrow morning, which will be Sunday morning. By the time you're watching this, it would have been earlier this morning, or Tuesday. That'll be it. And that'll be like Tuesday in the morning. That'll be freaking it. So, yeah, not exactly a hell of a lot of time here to sit down and record stuff, but I'll try. I mean, I'm trying to keep everything going here as best I can, but this year just really wants to foobar me, and it wants to foobar me hard. I don't know why, but yeah. But that's pretty much how my week went. Total hell and a shit show. Yeah. I'm coming up with unique lines for my autobiography. I was thinking, I can't use cheap tricks and cheesy one-liners. That's Tony Stark's. But I could go with hundreds of them, but I'm soon going to start making up a list. Because, this is just a horrid shit show and back crap crazy. So, yeah. All right, but anyway, let's get into the podcast, shall we? This is going to be a pretty fun week. All right, so let's just talk about this one here. Let's just get, the elephant out of the room. So when you're opening up trading cards, and everybody out there has ever opened up a pack of trading cards, be it baseball cards, TCGs, OCGs, CCGs, you name it, you know it. If you've ever opened up a pack of trading cards, you know that bending a card, even bending the pack, will instantly make your heart plummet to the ground. You will suddenly feel like you're having chest pains. You might be going into cardiac arrest. That's how bad it is for people. It's especially worse when you're doing it on Twitch. So, yeah. Especially when it's on a stream, too. That's even worse. So a Twitch streamer saw a potential windfall go down the drain after he bent a pack of Pokemon cards on stream without first looking at what was inside. Let this be a lesson to you boys and girls that if, and I do mean if, you ever open up packs of cards, make sure you open them first and see what's inside, 'cause shit like this will be the end of you. So anyway, the streamer was called okay, what the hell? WESBTW, or West by the way, I guess, hosted a Twitch stream in which he opened booster packs of the new Pokemon TCG expansion Vivid Voltage. As part of the stream, Wes, whatever the hell this guy's name is, offered to bend a pack of cards if someone donated $50. First off, how fucking stupid are you to even consider that? You're opening, it's a brand new pack, a brand new booster expansion here. And you're just going to go, I'll bend a pack of cards if somebody donates $50. That would be like me saying, hey, for $100, I'll eat this trading card. Come on. When someone took him up, though, on the offer after nearly 3 hours of streaming, first off, I want to know some things here. I want to know some things. I want to know some things. I want to know who was brave enough to donate the $50. Because, in all honesty, yeah, sure, okay, you gave $50 to see if somebody's going to do it just to see the reaction. There's an old saying that I love using, I would pay money to see that. Well, you definitely got your $50 worth here, whoever you are, anonymous stranger. Because, this is going to be good. So, after nearly 3 hours of streaming, the pack that Wes, by the way here, bent, contained a rare, rainbow rare, mind you, Pikachu VMAX card. The embarrassing moment and its aftermath can be seen in a clip that's in the article that's actually on here. There's an article clip. It does take you to clips.twitch, so yay, you can watch it. You're now forever infamous in the world of the internet, as you yourself got screwed over by your own hubris. Oh, this is funny. As seen in the clip, the card has a permanent crease in them. Oh God, which significantly reduces their value. Yeah, consider it this way. Now, first off, graded cards and ungraded cards, there's a massive difference in price. However, you have to pay to get cards graded in the first place. And depending upon which grading company you use, you could actually get less or more. Some are not as reputable as others. Like, if you go to one company, they might not be as reputable as another one. Even the top 3 that you would look up in a Google search, they have criteria, and each one kind of will badmouth the other in a way. It's like, oh, well, I got this one graded by, this one of the top 3. And I got this one graded by this one of the top 3. And the one that was graded by option B is worth more than option A. And it's the same card, same grading, but it's the, the reputation that precedes it and makes it worth a little more. Because, like, they know what they're doing. A doesn't. B does. So, there's that. Now, for those of you out there wondering, how much would this Pokemon card have been worth? We looking at, a small amount of money? We looking at a huge amount of money? Well, I like to borrow, if I may, from a YouTuber I've been watching the last couple days, JRose11. He does a thing where if he's using a Pokemon attack, he'll go, the Count Von Count is going to now count along with us. So let's go here. Let's count up how much this card was worth ungraded, possibly. How much it could possibly be sold for. Is it going for 100? $200 unfucking graded. And $1,500 if it was graded. So, first off, way to go! You just flushed $1,500 right down the shitter! Hope that $50 donation was worth it! So the streamer had a major meltdown afterwards, cursing and rolling on the floor even as his followers provided his channel with gift subscriptions. This is the part that I enjoy. So you're basically cursing and rolling on the floor, acting like a toddler, because your own hubris put you in the situation where it's like, I fucked up, mommy, and you're crying like a toddler now, and you're upset because you bent a possible $1,500 if you paid the money to grade a card for $50. I'm sorry. I just find this so humorous somehow for me. I find this hilarious looking at this in a cosmic sort of way. So, because Pokemon cards are selling for major money nowadays. That's technically not entirely true here at comicbook.com. Only certain Pokemon cards are selling for huge amounts of money. There are videos all over YouTube going, you know, your Pokemon card's worth something, or your Pokemon card's rare. You might be sitting on $1,500 worth of Pokemon cards each one being worth $1,500, and you don't even realize it. The thing is, certain cards could be worth a crap ton of money, but they'd have to be in mint condition. You are never going to get a grade 10 in a booster pack, because the minute it gets put into that pack and it's smushed in there with the other cards, the value decreases and it goes right down to a 9. And I learned this literally by watching several videos, one of which was by a person that spent a good chunk of their life grading cards, and came right out and said that if you're grading, if you're trying to get your trading cards graded, keep in mind the highest grade you're possibly going to get's a 9. Because the minute it touches those other cards, the minute it's smushed together in those, heat sealed and shoved into the box, jostled and everything else till it gets to that store shelf, you basically lost a good point of value. And that they were being honest with it. They explained, went into whole detail on it, and it was damn. So, yeah, certain ones are selling for major money, not all of them. But the Pokemon card market is mostly geared towards vintage cards. Yes and no. Vintage cards and ones that are basically massively popular. A recent first edition Charizard sold for over $180,000. I don't know how true that is because, yeah, okay, first edition cards are worth a crap ton of money. Yeah, they're first editions. They are worth a lot of money. Any imperfections on those will have been caught and fixed for later, revisions. So they are worth a little more. Recent cards are also selling for lots of cash. The most expensive cards in current packs tend to be cards that either feature popular characters or are rare variant versions of popular competitive cards. The Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX card is the only card in Vivid Voltage selling for more than $50, but the Champion's Path expansion contains 2 Charizard cards that are both regularly selling for more than $400 ungraded. That's sad, and oh god, that's even worse. You can try your luck at grabbing a rare Pokemon card by purchasing the TCG booster packs. Yeah, everybody does, but, it's... I'm going to say this. When I was collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and by collecting, I mean actually going to the store, buying a pack of cards, and hoping I got one of the rare cards. Nowadays, it's, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let me just see if I can find a lot on eBay, or I'll go and I'll buy, randomly every now and then, one of those, you get 25 cards in a box. Or if they come out with a new tin that I kind of like the tin design, I'll look into getting the tin, so that I can have the tin and I get 3 packs of cards inside. So, yeah, I don't, hardcore collect like I used to. But back when I was hardcore collecting, I was searching. And my mom could vouch for this, because every time I went to Walmart, I always checked to see if they had any of the booster packs for it. I constantly was searching for Gear Free the Swordmaster. Because I saw it in the anime, I liked it in the anime, I had multiple copies of Gear Free the Iron Knight, I got multiple copies of Release Restraint. I bought a crap ton of that booster pack. I think it was Flaming Eternity, but I bought a crap ton of that booster pack. Every allowance day, my money was already spoken for. I got $12 as an allowance. That went to get, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get 3 of these. I have enough to cover the tax. I'm good. And as I usually did, I usually made sure I have pocket change to cover the tax. And I would try my luck again. And I finally got one. I still have it. It is not in the world's greatest of shape, though, because I did play with it because I did like the card. I wanted to play with it. But, I mean, it's not totally beat to hell or anything. It's just a little, I think, you can see the wear and tear, plus it's an older card. But it's been re-released now so many times, it isn't funny. I mean, I have a non-holo version of it, but I got the holographic one. And I was ecstatic when I got there. It was a Thursday night. My mom and I went to Walmart. It was the last pack they had on the shelf. I picked it up. As we're out in the car, I'm opening it up, and by the dim-ass light, I see Gearfried the Swordmaster, and I'm just like, yes! I'm so happy that I got my hands on it. So, yeah, you can try your luck at basically the TCG lottery, which is basically you want to get a card, you're hoping you're going to get it, and you're running the risk of battling 16, 17, or 18,000 uncommon cards being shoved into one booster pack at a time. Because there's like not that many of certain cards. There's short prints of certain ones. But the thing is, what they usually do with trading card packs is X amount of cards are set. You're guaranteed, especially, and I can use Yu-Gi-Oh! Here as an example, because that's what I collected. I didn't really go and buy a shit ton of Pokemon cards. It's funny is that I got into Pokemon in 4th grade. Very first booster pack I got was at a trading card convention, and I kind of just like fell off of it then for a while, but I did manage to ironically get the Zapdos card that I opened in that booster pack back from a person at a freaking flea market years later. The exact same card, and it was the exact same card. I know exactly which card it was. It was my card. I was shocked at that. It was a small-ass world, I will tell you that right now. It cost me $2, but it was worth it. But I can use Yu-Gi-Oh! As an example. So you're guaranteed with Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards at least one rare card per pack. Now, you could occasionally get a bonus pack, which basically will give you, like, you'll get this, the silver titled rare card, or you'll get the black titled rare card, like the embossed one, or you'll get a rare card, like ultra rare, ultimate rare, something like that. What happens is you're guaranteed that there's X amount of cards per pack. So you basically have, let's say, 9 cards per pack. You're guaranteed that one of those 9 cards is going to be a rare card. That leaves you with 8 cards left. Now, let's say a standard run of cards. Let's ballpark this bitch here for a moment and say that it's like 75 cards are common. It's 160 cards total. 75 are common, 40 are rare, and you can figure out the rest of it from there. It can get smaller and smaller then. You have to deal with getting at least 8, at least possibly 7 or 8 of those common cards out of that 75 total. So you're running a massive lottery here. It takes a shit ton of luck to get your hands on it. Now, of course, there are people that'll cheat. They'll go and they'll get like a little pocket scale, and they'll sit there and they'll weigh up each of the packs, which is technically cheating, because the rare cards, the ones with foil, holographics, it's foil, so it makes it a little heavier. And it's like, oh, this pack's heavier. This pack has a rare card. Yeah. So they'll do that. But otherwise, yeah, that's basically the whole deal here. But for you to bend a pack of cards for $50 and piss away possibly a $1,500 windfall, holy shit. First off, I would never even be stupid enough to bend a pack of cards. That's just stupid. Furthermore, you were dumb enough to do that. You deserve to basically feel the ramifications of your own stupidity. Welcome to the other side of the coin. You fucked up, you pay the piper, and the piper came and took your money. Oh, you got $50. You lost out on a possible $14.50 there because you just wanted that $50. Wow. I can't even begin to imagine this. It's hilarious as hell, though, I will say that. But oh my god. That's painful. That is extremely painful to even imagine. Alright, so this is definitely a topic that caught my attention mighty fast here. So, Comcast. For those of you out there that don't know, Comcast is one of the few people you can get internet service from. I mean, there's like a few dozen of them, I think, depending upon where you live. But here in the good old U.S., there's like Verizon, Comcast, there's like quite a few of them, but Comcast is pretty synonymous and well known next to Verizon, which is what I have, but I have DSL. So this doesn't affect me, but it might affect one of you out there that may not have heard about it. So Comcast is set to impose a home internet data cap of 1.2 terabytes in more than a dozen U.S. states next year. So while you're thinking to yourself, okay, and I give a rat's ass why. Because after customers hit the threshold, they're going to get charged $10 per 50 gigabyte up to $100. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. So Comcast is going to change the way that they're charging people for their home internet usage, at least in the northeastern U.S. anyway. Going over 1.2 terabytes of data in a month, a cap that's already in effect for customers on non-unlimited plans in other parts of the country. That's how they're going to do this. So January and February, Comcast is going to give its Xfinity customers not on an unlimited plan a credit for any data usage charges over 1.2 terabytes during those months to ease them into the new limits. Then starting in March, wham! I'm just going to whack you upside the head with it. Non-unlimited customers who exceed 1.2 terabytes in a month are going to get charged $10 per 50 gigabytes of data for a maximum of $100. And I loved how the one person did the math on this and was like, they could piss away their entire 1.2 terabyte cap in 6 hours. Because they're like, if I download something X amount of times, they figured out it's like 6 hours. And my entire month is shot. So they put down, explain to me why I should stay with you. And the part that I enjoyed about this, because this was up on Twitter, the part that I enjoyed about that is that Verizon Fios was like right underneath there replying, "See you soon." It's like, yeah, it's like, I think Verizon knows that they're going to get a crap ton of new customers now. Because this is scummy. This is honestly shit right now. And I love how they go in this article that the reason why they're doing this is because they're terrified that because of everybody doing stuff online and everything else, they're afraid that the internet isn't going to be able to take, the massive overload. And this is the thing. I am sick and tired of people making this comment that the internet is this frail mentality that it won't survive if it's used too harshly. This is technology, okay? This is not a horse that if you ride its ass all day, it's not going to go anymore. You got to take it and shoot it. This isn't a car that if you drive it into the ground, that you basically have to give up and go somewhere else. This is the internet. It's literally servers that you can repair. It's computer components you can easily replace. It's not a massive deal. The internet can handle a lot of this. I honestly think that with a lot of this stuff that's going on now, COVID related and stuff like that, and everybody doing stuff online, that a lot of companies that were investing heavily in updating their server farms, updating their network interfaces, and things of that nature to pretty much make sure that they're all set for the overflow of customers. Keep in mind, people have been buying stuff online and using the internet for a long-ass time. Hell, look at YouTube, look at Google, look at freaking Twitch, look at TikTok. Okay, bad example, TikTok, but look at streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, all those. Those things require the internet, which means that you're going to have some way to make sure that everything functions. If something craps out, that your service isn't down for longer than maybe at best a couple of hours. This shit happens. Companies will usually start investing money to fix their systems. A prime example would be, let's say Amazon saw a massive influx of customers last year. and it's like, oh crap, our servers couldn't handle it and the server went down. And then they had to reboot everything, and they fixed it after like maybe 45 minutes. Hypothetically, mind you. What Amazon will do is then can look at this and go, you know, we need a higher end server. We need to get a second server in here. That way, if this one goes down, we can send everything and have it reroute directly to number 2 while we quickly fix number 1. And then just in case number 2 goes down, possibly look into getting 2 of them. That way you have number 3 that can take the overload so 2 doesn't blow. Or even better yet, just get all 3 of them and have all 3 of them take the load simultaneously and ease the strain on, one singular and do it all at once. But somehow people are thinking that the internet is this fragile thing. It's insane. It's not. But according to Comcast, though, 95% of its customers don't even get close to using 1.2 terabytes of data a month. Over the last 6 months, the median monthly data usage was around 308 gigabytes. That's relatively understandable. You figure streaming services, video calls, Zoom meetings, stuff like that. That's understandable. Comcast announced, though, in March it was, basically, customers, I guess. Nothing good. It literally means that you're going to be paying more money. But 1.2 terabytes, I don't even think in the broad spectrum of things, you'd have to be watching shit in high def. And I mean, we're talking 1080p 4K high definition for you to even come close to busting 1.2 terabytes. Come on. This is a slimy move, though, because people are still using the internet. In fact, it's going to be getting more use in the coming months. I can guarantee it. You're basically telling people that the thing that you're using the most now, we see you're using it more. We don't like that you're using it this much and only giving us this much for it. Therefore, we want more money. It's almost like I feel like we're in dinosaurs and Comcast has become the We Say So corporation. And it's terrifying to think of, but it's kind of true. But it is terrifying to imagine if that is actually the case here. But nobody ever gets... I don't even think I get that high on data a month. And, I have DSL. So, I don't even think we have a set limit to begin with, but I don't even think we come near that. And I mostly watch YouTube, and I do some my app games and stuff like that. I don't even think I come anywhere near pissing up data that high. Nowhere near that. But the affected states, though, are going to include the following. Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Vermont, West Virginia, and the District of Columbia, as well as parts of North Carolina and Ohio. So, yeah. Comcast, that's a scummy move. Wholeheartedly, this is scummy. This is, like, worse than scummy. This is massively horrible. This is Disney levels of evil here. This really is. This is, like, Disney evil. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like I need a shower now. This is filthy. Alright, so once again we have what I like to call the fan-made lists and the ranking lists from fans. So, yeah, the good old ranking site Goo is back once again. Haha, yeah. This time, their list is a very simple one. So, who are anime's sexiest heroines of all time? Yeah, okay, it's weird as hell, but still. So about 4,000 fans have answered the call and added their opinions to this list. So let's see who came out up on top and who came out down at the bottom, shall we? So coming in at number 10, we have, Tsukuyo? Yeah. Tsukuyo from Gintama. Coming in at good old number 10. Number 9, we have Honey Kisaragi, Kisaragi from Cutie Honey, which I could see that, but again, I wasn't really a fan of that series though, so there's that. Let's see here. Number 8, we have Nami from One Piece. Number 7, Saiko Nogami from City Hunter. Let's see here. Lum from what's this? Urusei Yatsura came in at number 6, which is alright. Boa Hancock from One Piece is at number 5. Let's see here. We have Madoka Ayukawa from what's that? Kimaguri Orange Road. This is number 4. I probably mispronounced that title. Let's see here. Mami Tomui from Pillow Magi Madoka Magica is number 3. And titles I know I'm mispronouncing, but still. Let's see here. From Assassination's Classroom, we have Inra. What's it? Jovecki? Yeah, I guess so. Is number 2, and good old number 1 is honestly not a big freaking surprise here. Is Fujiko Mine from Lupin the Third. Yeah, that really wasn't a surprise. I was kind of figuring she was gonna be number 1, but still, I mean, this isn't the weirdest ranking list I think I've ever seen, anime-wise. It doesn't even rank the top 5. In general, it's just kind of weird. But it's not the weirdest list I've ever seen. No, but still, it's not, yeah, it's just a weird list. It seriously is. I mean, I can understand a lot of people are going to look at this and go, well, I don't really blah, 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 insert reason here, but still, okay, it's not everybody's cup of tea, sure, but still, it's a weird one. I mean, wholeheartedly, it's a weird. But then again, I mean, it's just a list. And it's a fan list at best. It's basically the fans' opinions, and, okay, it is what it is, but still, not the weirdest list I think I've ever seen anime related from this site. I don't think it'll be the weirdest ever, but still, it's getting up there. It really is. It is getting up there. Alright, so this topic I find interesting. So a shuttered plastic model store has hit the road with a mobile shop. And for those of you out there wondering what in the holy fuck I'm talking about, well, because the COVID-19 pandemic hit a lot of businesses in Japan very hard, some places basically closed up. And my mom and I were talking about this earlier today because we were watching Shark Tank, and I made the comment that I'm really getting tired of these people going, well, COVID hit, and that's why our sales suck. Or, we were doing really good, and then what hit. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's the standard go-to practice now for all their things. Like, well, we were doing this, and then. But, yeah. So, of the businesses that were in Japan that got nailed hard, this included a shop in Nara specializing in plastic model kits, which closed due to the effects of the pandemic. However, the owner is now finding a new way to do business by hitting the road. Yes, the shop is now mobile, which I actually think is pretty cool. This just, for starters, shows off ingenuity. It really does. But it's interesting, to say the least. So, yeah. The models are being sold from the back of a roving truck, which is pretty cool. The truck stops at locations around Nara, then tweets its current location. The owner wrote he wasn't sure anyone would buy anything, but that parents with their kids came along. It came because the shop was closed by the roving shop has also gained a lot of attention on social media. This is actually pretty cool. The shop is called Hobby Shop Megadoc, and it also started online sales, which a lot of people are doing. So yeah, I have a plastic model shop pulled up my house. I probably buy a kid or two, according to the article. Yeah, I probably would too. It's pretty freaking cool. But this literally does. This is showing ingenuity for starters. But on top of that, it's also just a way of looking at this like, hey, I can't do my business normally. Hey, here, I'm just going to rove around. I'm going to drive around to all the places. Yeah, that's ingenuity. That's actually pretty unique ingenuity. They could have just said, oh, screw it, and just gone straight to online sales. This is, hey, look, we're able to drive around the area, and we're still giving you your plastic model kit needs, which is actually pretty cool. It's like, look, we're not just going to up and screw you to the wall, but at the same time, we're not just going to up and screw you to the wall. So, yeah, I do kind of like this. And plus, you have to admit, this is definitely something cool. I mean, you've had, like, the ice cream man that would come around to your neighborhood. And this is, like, 150 times better because the ice cream will melt after, like, a couple minutes. This is a freaking model kit that, unless you smash it with your foot or something, it pretty much could survive and live for, like, a good, couple years. It's not going to go anywhere just because, oh, yeah, well, I don't really want to, have this model kit anymore, and then you smash it. That's the only way it's really going to go, or you take it apart or you destroy it. It's not going to just degrade on its own by standing in the sunlight. So, yeah, I do find this kind of interesting, though, and neat, because this is showing ingenuity, for starters. Because, like I said, they're not the only ones that were hurt by this, and I think I made the comment, like I was telling my mom, I'm so sick and tired of every time somebody's talking about, like, a business, the first words that come out of their mouth then are, well, we were doing really good in sales, and then COVID hit, and nothing good came of it. Because when we're watching Shark Tank, and it's like 90% of the people that make the comments, it's like, well, we had like 150,000 in sales, and then COVID hit. And then everything just grinded to a halt. And I think to myself, you and everybody else. It's not this, you're not the only person that got screwed over. You're not the only person that suffered. Everybody got screwed. Everybody's in the same boat. And it's like they're just thinking, no, I'm the only one that really got hurt by this. Nobody else got hurt. It was just me. Sort of mentality. And that's what was kind of pissing me off about it. Was that it wasn't the, oh, well, we know what we're doing sort of thought process. It was the, we screwed up, but we don't care thought process. That was sort of pissing me off. So, yeah. I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's starting to get annoying now is what it is. I mean, you and everybody else got screwed and suffered. You're not a freaking lone in this. But I do have to admit, this is a unique way of, like bringing yourself back from not being able to sell stuff to, hey, look, I'm able to sell stuff again. This is a unique prospect, and I do want to say that this is pretty freaking cool. Wholeheartedly and hands down, this is neat. But, yeah, I mean, if something like this rolled around, I'd probably buy a model kit or two. Hell, I kind of feel obliged to do so. I mean, this is pretty neat. Roving model kit shop, wound up in my damn town. Yeah, I think I'd buy a kit or two. Yeah, I probably would. So I figured this topic was more than fitting for this week, seeing as we just passed Thanksgiving. You know, the one time a year when everybody has to get together. The fourth Thursday of the month, basically, when everybody gets together and doesn't try to murder one another over a drumstick. You know, it's that weird time of holiday and that weird time of year. So this topic is actually pretty cool in a way. So apparently, these anime stars deserve their own balloons in the Macy's parade, is the title of the article from Otaku USA magazine. And yeah, this is a little weird. So the Macy's parade this year was basically held virtually. Nobody could be there physically to view it. Which, in all honesty, is freaking fine. That's actually how it should have been last year. But sure, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of this parade anyway because, let's face it, I'm not a huge fan of parades to be in general, but this one especially. I just don't know why. This one just rubs me the wrong way for some reason. But one thing, though, remains the same. The balloons. God, I don't know why. Amongst the old and new stars flying by this year will be Pikachu, retaining his spot of honor. Goku has made appearances in the parade before. There are also a few others that they think deserve the honor. But in terms of anime that staked its claim in the U.S. and went on to turn us into fans. Basically, there's just a few faces that they think need to be humongous, inflatable, terrorizing sculptures in the sky, controlled by 100 or so ass-kissing yes people. Yeah. So we have Astro Boy, which they think is one that definitely needs to be on here. It's obviously high on the list. The iconic kid robot stands at the forefront of anime and manga, which is sort of true. I won't lie about that. Then again, whenever I think Astro Boy, I do think anime, but then I also think that Nicolas Cage CGI movie that came out for it. So, yeah, it's not bad, but at the same time, I kind of lean more towards the CGI things. I remember that than I do the anime, but I see your point there. Yeah, so Osamu Tezuka is basically synonymous thanks to this. It's just humongous here. But not only that, those famous made it to the United States, making him a nostalgic character for families around the country, which, like I said, is true. There's another reason, though, he warrants a spot in the Macy's parade. He's kind of shaped just right to be a big parade balloon. Yeah, sure. Let's just have a giant inflatable kid in, let's just call it what it is, shiny diaper. Yeah, sure. Okay. We're, every single person that'd be watching that would then be on a fucking watch list. Definitely. Definitely. Sure. Okay. We'll go with that for 100, Alex. No, I don't fucking think so. Speed Racer. Oh Lord. Why Speed Racer? I mean, just I don't know. It's a point of nostalgia though for a lot of fans. So is Mifune Go apparently, or Speed Racer, as he's better known in the U.S. He's received tributes in other media, not to mention his own Hollywood movie that was really good, actually. I actually saw it on Cartoon Network. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but then again, that's just my personal opinion. I was never really a huge fan of Speed Racer to begin with. I never got the understanding of it. I really didn't. Mostly because it's like, okay, so he's a race car driver driving a souped up car that can basically do everything that Batmobile can do on steroids. Okay, good to know. Yeah. For a lot of fans though, the voice of Peter Fernandez will always be in their memories. So it would only be right to have Speed roll through the Macy's parade in his Mach 5. Imagine that balloon drifting around the corners of New York City. And today on Nightmares That You Never Thought Were Possible, we present to you that. But then, of course, this is why I picked the topic. Because we have Sailor Moon. Now, I want to stress a couple things here that I kind of think are wrong about her getting a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. For starters, have none of you heard the Bare Naked Lady song one week? None of you? I didn't think so. The Boom Anime Babe to make you think the wrong thing. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. I could suddenly see this thing being like dumbed down massively, hugely edited to handle any possible issues that will definitely arise, because it looks like, yeah, it does, and that's the problem. But just as Macy's parade balloons have Goku was a lot of kids. First anime fave, so was Sailor Moon. The premiere of the Magical Girl series in the mid-90s was a lot of fans' very first introduction to anime. Since then, the Moon Princess has gotten her own tokusatsu series, video games, musicals, and a rebooted anime. Not to mention a freaking condom to tell you to have safe sex and make sure that you're not reproducing, because that thing will freak you out because it fucking winks at you. There's a lot of stuff that's plastered with Sailor Moon's face on it. Yeah! Technically, the original anime was better. The rebooted one sucks. You know, shoot me if you will, but the rebooted anime kind of does suck. She'd make a magical sight on the parade route, aimed with her moon stick. Oh, God. I'm not even joking. It says moon stick on here. It's moon scepter. Oh, my. It's moon scepter. Even I fucking know that. It would be especially cool to see her rendered in the own manga style, basically. In, was it Noko Takuchi's manga style. Though we all know by now that can be a little difficult to bring to life. Of course it could. But, no, I think Sailor Moon would cause a hell of a lot of issues. A hell of a lot of issues. It's like, yeah, let's just have Sailor Moon be the next balloon in the Macy's parade. Wow, do I see so many issues coming from this. It isn't even funny. I see, lawsuits. I see watch lists. I suddenly see everybody winding up on an FBI most wanted list. Not in a good way, either. So, yeah. Personally, though, if they want to make some new anime characters and add them to the Macy's parade, which, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of that parade. I never really was. But if you want to go and add a couple of newer ones on there, there's a few dozen you could think of. Just off the top of my head. Ichigo from Bleach. Luffy from One Piece. We could go with some of the Gundams. Like Wing Zero, Destiny, some of the ones from the Build series. Fire Force, you can do Shinra. Hell, Dr. Stone himself could even be there. Yeah, you can get Senku in there. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Think. That's alright, that's about it, I guess. I mean, they've already done Goku, which I remember was the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I think it was like last year or the year before they did that one. I was kind of like, okay, that was interesting. It was neat for like 30 seconds. And then you have Pikachu, but then again, Pikachu is one of those easy ones. It's something that kids will instantly recognize, and it's like, oh, it's Pikachu. Yeah, no shit, it's Pikachu. It's something that's cute, simple, it's easy to reference, and there's no way you're not going to know what it is. No way in hell. But, yeah, I mean, Sailor Moon, though. Come on. I mean that. There is no way that, no way in hell that you would end up getting away from a Sailor Moon balloon. There would be issues with that. I could see that happening a mile away. There'd be issues. That would almost be like having Fujiko Mine or Mine as a balloon. Or even worse example, it just makes something that's actually a little more American here, in a way, a little more U.S., having Jessica Rabbit. Now, stop me if I'm wrong here, and please, I ask you to. Would there not be controversy and issues if Jessica Rabbit would be turned into a mylar balloon, gigantic as all life, floating down New York City streets, and sort of like, okay, you have the head, and then you have a shot straight down, do you know whatville? I see issues galore. All of a sudden, you would have people lined up in the windows taking pictures. That's, like, horrible to imagine, but I kind of feel like what Sailor Moon would end up being, and not in a good way either. It's not in a good way. Like I said, has nobody ever listened to that Bare Naked Ladies song? I have. I know it. I can do the one part actually pretty well. I practiced hard for that. But, God, no. Sailor Moon, no. Speed Racer, I would have said maybe when the movie came out, like the live-action Hollywood adaptation came out, yeah. Not now anymore, no. Astro Boy, yeah, go for it. See if anybody remembers that one. Sailor Moon, way too many issues. I mean, I would go with like a different choice for something down the road, but still, not exactly a horrible idea. I kind of think the Shinra one, though, from Fire Force would actually work out pretty well, because they could literally have it like he's flying through the city streets, because he can projectile, he can project fire from his feet and actually fly if he needs to. That would be pretty cool. You could just have it look like he's flying through the streets. So that would definitely be one to get people's attention, wholeheartedly. But, yeah. No. Sailor Moon, no. Look, you want to have Sailor Moon for some stuff, that's fine. You can have Sailor Moon be on video games and, like, remakes. Live-action adaptations, Magical Girl series, trading cards, DVDs, T-shirts, underwear, that's fine. Hell, put her on fucking condoms and help promote safe sex. That's fine. A giant mylar balloon floating through the streets of New York City. No. The line has to be drawn in the sand here, and by God, I'm going to draw it. But, yeah, no. No. But then again, the Macy's Parade, though, like I said, I was never a huge fan of it, so, what the hell do I care? I never liked it. I never liked the parade at all. I hated it with a passion. I always have, and until further notice, unless they do something magical, I always will. Alrighty, everybody, and that's going to pretty much do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Yeah. Next one will be December, 5th? That's what we're getting up to. We'll finally be getting into December. Hopefully I won't be too exhausted after my long work week. So I'm not looking forward to, honestly. But, yeah. So, like I said, thanks everybody for submitting your questions for the November Q&A. You can watch the video. It is up. I did have a lot of fun doing that. Like I said, I'm trying to aim for the 21st. Hopefully, maybe, God willing, I can actually get that done, accomplished, and get the questions recorded, record my answers, and yeah, hopefully that'll work. Who knows? I'm not sure. I don't really know if that'll work or not. I don't know what the future's going to hold, but still, either way, kind of interesting. But until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos that I have up, and until next time, I'll catch you later, right here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Bye, everybody, and have a wonderful week.